Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John, here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
It's our penultimate episode of the season, Dan.
Maybe ever.
Really?
Well, mate, you never know.
You never know. What a way to quit. Maybe I'm stopping.
No, there's no plans to stop.
Oh, okay, right. Carrying on. Penultimate end to what's been a majestic end to the season. Now 9 unbeaten.
Yeah.
City went
No
to...
two ways about it.
There's no two ways about it.
We are on fire.
Yeah. We went up the Sixfields Stadium.
Yeah, a bogey ground,
It is a bogey ground.
historically.
And City came away, even though they played more than half the match with 10 men, came away with 3 points and a win, obviously. And they've just got one game left in the season to get 10 matches unbeaten, which would be quite the thing, wouldn't it?
That would be good, yeah. I mean, a nice way to cap it off. I mean, that's all it is at the moment. I mean, it may well result in us finishing 10th. I think that's a possibility, depending on other results. I don't think it's completely up to us. I think if we win,
No, that's right. There's teams above us that...
if they win too, then we stay where we are, which is 12th right now.
That's right, yeah.
But, yeah.
And watching all those other teams, the relegation teams, and think, well, that felt like us. That felt like it was going to be us just a few months ago. And now it's, we're a significant distance away from that.
I think we're closer to probably...
We're definitely closer to playoffs than relegation, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hell of a turnaround, Gary.
Yes, it really is.
Hell of a turnaround, Perks.
Hell of a turnaround, Kevin Nicholson.
Hell of a turnaround, those old boys that Coldwell employs that we've never seen.
Yeah, I love seeing all the other staff.
Yeah.
Who are they? I know Kevin Miller.
Miller's the one that I recognise, obviously.
But then these other random old boys, like geezers.
Absolute geezers. Yeah. Coldwell employed them because they taught his grandfather how to play football.
I mean, I won't be there, annoyingly, but I think they should get them going around signing stuff for kids at the end.
Yeah.
All the geezers.
Kids would be bemused. They're looking for...
introduce themselves.
Melenic Alley, and they get Mr. Cadwallader.
Yeah.
I'm assuming is what his name is.
Bound to be.
Anyway, back to Northampton. It was... City took the lead.
Yeah.
1-0 up. Lovely goal.
It really was.
Harris puts it away, but it's an absolute team effort, isn't it?
It's a really good move. Rankin's got it. I think he maybe gets challenged and it bounces straight back to Aimson, who'd fed him originally. And Aimson's first time down the line for him. Rankin comes inside, spots the little run of Luke Harris towards the near post, and then he puts it in the far corner, really calm. Harris is...
Oh, he's become...
Yeah.
Well, you can see what the fuss was about, can't you now?
Well, listen back, if you'd like, listener, when we were imploring to give him time.
Yeah.
We're saying some players hit the ground running. Trevitt, whatever, he's a bit older. Luke Harris took, not very long, a few weeks to get going, and he's really going now, isn't he? And you can see why he's highly rated as a youngster. I think it very much looks like the plan is to have him back next season.
Well, that's what Coldwell seems to want, isn't it?
Coldwell definitely wants that. He's trying to start chance of one more year Luke Harris with the crowd, so he definitely wants that. I think Harris seems to. I think he'd be quite right in thinking, well, this is pretty good going. He's younger. He's younger than Stano.
He's only 18, isn't he?
Yeah, so I would imagine another League One loan would be the plan. I don't think he's... maybe they want him to go to Championship next year, but I would think, why bother... I think you're stunting. You might well be stunting the progress by, moving him to a different club where, with a different coach and different players and everything, whereas if you leave him at City, he stays with the coach he's been working really well under. He gets a whole pre-season. Well, it might be back to Fulham for some pre-season or whatever, but he'll get a whole from the start of the year. He's supposed to be here for a whole season anyway, and he got half. I wouldn't be at all surprised actually if we had him again next year. And I think that'd be really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was 20 minutes in. He puts us ahead.
Yeah.
It's all looking... Well, there was an incredible save from Sinisalo, wasn't there, that pushed it. It was kind of a melee in the box, and he pushes it onto the bar.
Yeah.
But
There's
we're
a couple
looking
of
like
goalmouth scrambles kind of sort of things where they nearly scored. But, yeah, we're looking all right. We're looking good.
and then
Ryan Woods is playing well.
Yeah, as he does.
Yeah.
And then who's their fella that gets Woods binned?
Woody Guthrie, his name is.
Woody Guthrie.
Something Guthrie.
Yeah.
Son of Woody Guthrie.
Yeah, maybe. That's Arlo Guthrie, isn't it? Son of Woody Guthrie? Maybe son of Arlo Guthrie.
Maybe.
Anyway, Ryan Woods falls for the grandson of the folk singer's charms. And
well, it's
does
weird
the
because
old chest stick
he
out.
gets a foul. Woods gets a foul.
Yeah.
Because in his own box, this Guthrie guy basically sort of judo throws Woods over his shoulder, and the ref blows for a foul. But then Woods, bear in mind Ryan Woods probably 5'4" if he's a foot.
Yeah. Squares
up to Guthrie, who's over 6 foot, I'd say.
Yeah.
And then sort of like goes in for a little sort of head leads with the head a little bit. I mean, it comes up to about his kind of
groin,
solar plexus.
Oh yeah.
But the guy goes down as if he's been, fully Glasgow kissed.
Kung fu chopped.
I mean, if anyone talks about like headbutts, speak to Caldwell. He'll know nothing I'll say about headbutts.
He does.
Not to stereotype, but I am.
I reckon those geezers know how to headbutt.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And the guy just falls over and
Yeah.
Gets sent off. I mean, you can't be doing that, Woods,
My favourite thing is when
because you're going to get sent off.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether or not how ridiculous it might be that you've sort of moved your head towards his chest. He's made it look like a headbutt. So have you. The ref's sent him off. If the ref could see a full replay of it, you might go, yeah, he might not send him off if you could totally see what happens. But if you've seen him go in like that, like with his little ginger nut.
Yeah. I'm sure underneath Ryan Woods' shirt there's a fine physique. But he walks like I do when I'm sucking in my gut. So he takes the walk of shame.
Well, he's like, he's a little...
when I'm nimbling around the edge of the riverside.
He's like the ginger John Wayne, isn't he? He's got little like cowboy bow legs.
Yeah, but when he's walking off the pitch, he's really like gone for like... You can't see this, listeners, but he's like shoulders
Is
back.
he... how tall was John Wayne?
I've no idea. He was always on a horse when I saw him.
Yeah, so it's yours.
Gonna look it up. Do some filling.
While you look up how tall John Wayne was.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. John Wayne, I don't know if anyone out there isn't familiar with John Wayne.
I don't think the kids are familiar with
Well,
John
how many
Wayne.
kids are listening to this?
Don't know. How many kids are watching John Wayne films? But same question. How tall was John Wayne? Oh, he was 6'4".
Oh, right, massive.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing like that then.
That's his claim, by the way. He claimed to be 6'4", but he's big.
Right, well, you're not going to be claiming to be that if you're tiny, are you? So he's a tall guy.
Tall guy.
Right, yeah. So, yeah.
There you go. Anyway, John Wayne. So Ryan Woods, off he goes. That's half time. We're 1-0 down. We're 1-0 up, but we're a man down.
Yeah.
And then we succumb to the pressure, don't we? Inevitably. And
there's a lot of it, yeah. There's a lot of it.
I
still thought even leading up to their goal, we looked like we were looking to kind of still play on the break and kind of and commit players forward when we got the chance.
Yep.
But we were getting pegged back a bit. But then they did score, yeah.
They score.
Long throw into the box. It doesn't get dealt with, but I feel like the goal was coming. That's not till about we hold on to that's about the 75th minute.
73rd, and of course it's
the same fella.
It's grandson of Woody.
Yeah,
gets the goal, and obviously you feel like, oh, okay, fine. They got 20 minutes to get the winner. Kind of think that's probably that, and we've defended manfully and all that kind of stuff.
Well, you think 1-1, half a match with 10 men, and that's good away from home, keeps the unbeaten run going. You think, well, this will be all right.
Ryan Woods had to ride his horse home.
Yeah.
Separately. And then
I mean,
just
the absolute miraculous turnaround and you couldn't help but kind of love to see it when Will Aimson,
Him again.
I mean, Zach Jules is up there for some reason on the kind of left wing, taking on about 3 players to get to the byline and plays this lovely ball across the goal.
Yeah.
Aimson busts a gut and then basically sort of just kind of by sheer kind of will.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's got no rights to get there, really,
Just
has
sort
he?
of like the defender, if he's just stronger, is got the advantage. He's in front of Aimson.
Yeah.
Aimson's just like, no, I'm getting to this.
Yeah.
And sort of just tackles it into the goal. And then just the best celebration. He's right in front of the City fans anyway. And then he just stops, arms wide, like the Messiah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you love it. You love to see it, like a comeback story like that. You know, I was thinking back to when that I can't remember what game it was, when Aimson kind of like scored an own goal or something, when his luck was already out. We were terrible. Everyone was booing him when he was on the team. I mean, I wasn't, but I
People
know,
were, yeah.
But I thought, I mean, we might have been harsh about Aimson at times, but I mean, at no point have I booed his name being read out. I just want to make that clear.
No.
And I always found that quite a strange one and uncomfortable too. And you know, that was a horrible thing to do, and he didn't deserve it, even though we weren't playing very well. Unreal. Just to come back, he was not only the goal in that match, he was just
He's
and
great,
has
wasn't he?
been
What a game.
pretty much since he sort of played his way back into the team.
Yeah.
I think there might have been some injuries, and he took his opportunity or whatever.
Oh, everyone felt,
and
didn't they? January.
It looked like he might have even gone. It
Yeah.
was going to go in
He's
January,
going,
and if
everyone
not,
thought
it
it was
was
for the
kinda
best.
he's just been sensational, and this match, the whole match, he was just absolutely, and it's, yeah, what a nice way to finish the season, like for him, you know,
Yeah.
to come back from. I mean, he's said in an interview he didn't care, he wasn't bothered by it, and to be honest, I do believe him, because you've heard him sort of speak and the way he is, he sort of doesn't seem like the sort of bloke where he would really give that much of a shit if a bunch of morons are booing him. Like, I don't think he would care.
No.
But
as we know, at the start of the season, he turned up in his trainers for his kit unveiling. So he's obviously embracing life.
But maybe it might get to you on, even if you're really, you know, like a sort of hardened northerner like him, maybe he doesn't care. But it must get to you somewhere, a bit.
Well,
you're thinking, I haven't even done anything yet, and they're booing me.
It's not.
The game hasn't even started.
It's not a preferable situation, is it?
No.
Like, even if
you're probably not going to thrive off it.
No.
But maybe he has thrived in proving people wrong. And in a way, like we said before, if this whole run is all down to, you know, proving people wrong, then you could argue that the criticism had to be done.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's become the absolute bellwether, hasn't he, for Colwell's reign. People couldn't really work it out. He's been made captain. Like, what's that about? As the bad form hits, everyone's like, well, it's his fault, and he's the becomes the lightning rod for all the criticism. And now, up the other side of the, you know, out the other side of it, he's having the incredible,
the hero of the hour,
10 matches. Yeah, nuts. Anyway.
So
City went on.
We got this really unlikely win. That's about 83 minutes, right? And then we held on 8 minutes of injury time. They didn't look particularly like they were scoring. It was pretty comfortable, really.
Absolutely ideal.
Yeah, really good. And there's, you know, Jake Richards played in this match, and he played really well. Jack Fitzwater,
played
back
first
in there.
half, didn't he? Yeah.
First match since October,
or
something.
Yeah.
I think he's a good player, you know. I haven't seen much of him, but he looked pretty kind of rounded, kind of good centre back.
Remind me, what was his pedigree? He was another Scottish import, wasn't he? I can't remember anymore.
Is he Scottish, is he?
No, I mean, he came...
I know
he's been poorly, hasn't he?
He's been poorly, has he?
He's got this kidney...
Oh, right.
Has he got Crohn's, or has he got kidney failure?
Colitis.
He's got colitis, so kind of Crohn's disease kind of thing, isn't it? So we got him because we shouldn't really have got him, isn't that right?
I don't know why. I don't know anything about him.
I'm looking it up.
Okay.
John Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah. So he played, but I mean, and he came off at half time. I think that was. that was a clever one actually from Caldwell. I think they said they knew we weren't going to play 90 minutes, and they knew they were going to have to use all 5 subs, given that we were down to 10 men. So it's better to take them off at half time, because then you don't have to use you're only allowed a certain amount of in-game substitutions, aren't you? Do you mean as in you're allowed a certain amount of intervals to make them?
Yeah.
But if you make them at half time, that doesn't count.
Right.
So he came off then as kind of like just to take advantage of that, basically.
So he was a West Brom player.
Okay.
For a long time and been on loan, never really played for them, and then he did 100+ matches for Livingston, Scottish Premier League.
Okay.
So similar to all of Gary Caldwell's other players, really. Saw something in him, but he didn't renew his contract, and went clubless last summer. We didn't get him till the 5th of September, which I'd forgotten.
Okay. Yeah, I remember him being a late one in. Yeah. So he's another one. Like, that's good to see another player back. Still a few missing. No Sonny Cox. No Jack Aitchison.
No Sweeney.
Reece Cole was on the bench. Came on. Yeah, but the squad.
Ali started again, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Moe, so not in the squad.
No.
Harry Kite was on the bench. He came on again. So a couple more minutes for him. But yeah, no Musquay.
Of course.
The Admiral.
The forgotten child.
And Moisa. I mean, it's just those two are bizarre, aren't they?
Yeah, they are
Just
really.
really
Musqua's
weird.
the more bizarre, isn't he? Obviously, when you think about it now, Issa was a name with a kind of proven pedigree, and obviously he's turned up and not been up to it, or not fitted in with the system, and it was probably a bit of a panic thing, wasn't it? But Admiral Musquay, I mean, was he played for us? Game and a half?
If that. I don't think he's done a full match, has he?
Bizarre. Anyway, there we are. So that leaves City in 12th. Like you said, we can finish 10th. 1 game left. We'll talk about that and more in a second. Welcome back. Remember, you can email us. I mean, try and avoid emailing us because we've got an awful backlog of working out who's won the predictions competition. But if you've got something really burning to say, do, of course, email us, bigbankpod@gmail.com, Twitter @bigbankpod, and we're on Facebook as well. Thanks, by the way, Dan, I don't know if I've told you this, we've had an absolute onslaught of Facebook likes, follows recently.
They're all bots, are
No,
they?
they're not. They're all people I full well know are City fans. So thanks if you've added us on there. I'd be interested to know why you've done that. Anyway, great to have you on board.
That's the real question. Yeah.
Why? Anyway,
do you mean how it's happened?
I just wonder why there was suddenly this onslaught. I've always considered Facebook our least.
Well, I don't even know that anyone even went on Facebook anymore, let alone was liking stuff on there.
But they're not liking. We don't get people liking the episodes, but we do get people liking the page. So there we are.
Well, there you go. I mean,
By the way, if there's somewhere we should be doing stuff, because obviously things have changed. 6 seasons of this. When we started, everyone was still on MySpace. We were making jokes about MySpace. Now we wouldn't dare.
yeah. What should we? What
I don't know.
should we be in other places?
Have I missed something?
TikTok, isn't it the one? I suppose.
Should we be on TikTok? It's unlikely to happen. I tried once to even look at it.
We'll have to do. Do we have to? You have to do dances.
You do, yeah.
Like that's you have to if you want to be on there.
I don't think podcasts and dances generally go together. So where are the podcasts doing stuff?
I don't know. Maybe they are.
Where are all of
dancing now.
Lineker's posh podcasts? Where are they? Just on podcast things.
Yeah, Spotify.
Yeah. Well, there we are. That's where we are too. That's where the action is.
Yeah, we're up there, aren't we? Us and Rory Stewart and all the other legends.
Yeah.
All
Dan
those
Snow.
other legends. Yeah.
Who else is a podcast legend?
I was sort of being facetious, but I hate Rory Stewart.
No, I know you were. I was just thinking out loud, really.
Who are the other podcast legends? I don't know.
Just us two.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. So next
Park
week,
Life, that's still going?
Park Life, the city one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
think
think that's still going.
is. Okay, yeah.
So next week,
Shout out to Park Life.
shout out, lads. Lad, it's just Tom, isn't it?
I don't know.
I have listened once. So next week we'll do the final results of the prediction competition.
Yeah.
And we'll obviously talk about where we finished. And we'll talk a bit about what we need for the year, for the summer.
Yeah, we'll probably do... I didn't think we did one last year, but I wouldn't mind doing a round of kind of... do you want them? You know, keep them or get rid of them? Kind of, you know, go through the team.
Oh,
and
yeah,
say,
nice.
Do you want... What do you think, you know?
Yeah, maybe I'll get a buzzer. 2 different noises for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
Keep or we'll come up with some name for it.
Yeah. Keep, sell, or...
Stuart Lee
disregard.
the comedian has a sort of like annual email, I think, where he has people either on the pedestal or in the pedal bin.
Oh, yeah, good. Okay.
So, but we'll come up with something, you know, even funnier than that, even funnier than Stuart Lee.
If he's struggling, what chance have we got? Anyway, that's next week. You're literally on the beach next week, aren't you? You're missing the last game of the season.
Yeah, it can't be helped. It's my mum's 70th birthday, so can't go.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Dan.
Yeah, cheers.
So that's that. So I'll be there, and then we'll talk about it afterwards when you get back from the festivities.
Yeah. So yeah, next week will be the final episode of the
But in the
season.
meantime, yeah, it will, yeah. In the meantime, there've been some kind of significant changes to the life of an Exeter City supporter, haven't there? So I follow, if you're in England, and abide by all the laws of the land.
No. What the thing you're referring to is legal.
Oh, right, okay. So you can still watch iFollow on a VPN next year, right?
I think so.
No, that seems to be the case.
Yeah, because it's basically iFollow is now only available for people who are outside of the UK.
Visual iFollow.
Visual iFollow. You can still listen to it on the radio.
So I can still listen to Alan Tongue on the radio.
Via the iFollow
Via
app.
the iFollow. Oh, good.
Or the EFL app.
Because it runs so well. How lovely. And then if you're abroad or use the VPN, you can watch iFollow for all the games.
Yeah.
All 46
Where
games.
it really comes into the difference is, in the past, Tuesday night games and matches during international breaks, you could watch in this country on iFollow. You pay
for
your tenner.
Yeah.
You can do that. You won't be able to do that anymore. They're going to be on Sky.
Sky have bought the rights. So this means a few things. Every weekend, 5 games from League 1 and League 2 will be moved around. So before or after the watershed. So City may have the occasional
9 p.m.
You know, the blackout, I mean.
Oh, right, okay.
So City will probably...
swearing on the commentary, I think.
Maybe. So I suppose, if we're honest, it'll be when City play Wrexham or when City play whichever of the big ones don't go up this
when
year.
City play Wrexham or when anyone else plays Wrexham.
Yeah.
Or when Wrexham are playing, or Wrexham are training. Yeah. Or any time they fancy showing Wrexham on TV.
Yes.
So if you wanted to watch Wrexham next year, then Sky Sports is the place for you.
So if they happen...
If you want to watch any of the other team, get yourself a VPN. Or...
no, but listen...
Get yourself a Fire Stick.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the times of the kickoffs will be moved so that Sky can legally show them in the UK.
Yeah.
So some games we may find...
Yeah, so we might end up with like...
Friday night, Saturday lunchtime, Saturday evening, or Sunday games.
Yeah.
Potentially.
If we're playing Wrexham, mainly.
Wrexham.
It might well be one of those
Or
times.
I suppose if Argyle do come down, it'll be that, won't it?
Yeah.
Which obviously is always a midday anyway. So that's the change. But the main thing is it's going to cost loads more. So they do a Now TV pass for the day, which we think's £13, right?
No, I think it's $11.99. I bought one the other day. Because to watch a Premier League game, and I'm pretty sure it was $11.99. But that's these sort of things. That's there's always kind of some deals, but that seems to be like always increasing in price.
Yeah.
A few years ago, it was something like $6.99, and then it's just gone up and up. So yeah, it's basically about £12. But you got it for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Now, that game's only an hour and a half, so you could watch. After that's finished, you could watch MotoGP.
Yeah. You might get a Premier League game.
Yeah. It's possible that might be something else on there that you might want to watch.
To be honest with you, £10 always felt a bit rich for the kind of standard of football we're playing to watch on a not very good camera. I realise there's supposedly going to be better cameras.
Well, that's what it's saying. More cameras, yeah.
Okay, so that's something. But it's a 33% increase. Or a 25% increase.
Or you can buy it per month. Like I think it's something like it's like $26.99 a month.
Obviously, you can get actual Sky Sports, but that's really expensive. So there we are. That's happening. I think what will be annoying, probably most of all, is for season ticket holders, is that the games will be moved away from Saturday 3 p.m. Or for anyone that likes that, that'll be annoying. And then, obviously, we might find, if we were away at Wrexham, which is a really long way away, but it's a Saturday lunchtime kickoff, or a Sunday afternoon kickoff.
Yeah, they don't. These people like football's obviously, and it just gets worse and worse. Everything about it gets worse. It's all to make money, basically. It's just sad and depressing, but that's just the reality of it, isn't
The
it?
truth is, it's to make money for people who aren't Exeter City Football Club, nor any of our other football clubs. Because the other thing that's changed this season is, next season, they're getting rid of all FA Cup replays.
Yeah.
Currently, there's been a big old hue and cry. So,
Well,
I don't think
there's
it'll
been a
change.
bit of one.
Yeah. Well, from some clubs.
Yeah, well, the clubs who are affected, yeah. But, I mean, it's not like when they tried to do the Super League, is it?
No.
I mean, nothing from Shearer and Lineker sort of like paid a bit of lip service to it, said some sort of largely idiotic things at half-time of the FA Cup match that was on telly the other day.
Did they?
The Chelsea Man City one.
Right.
And if they asked a few Premier League managers about it. I mean,
I blame, as I do for VAR, I blame Premier League managers.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because all the ones that wanted VAR introduced, that caused all the fuss, that means we've now got it, they're all gone, right? Either retired or sacked. They're desperate to cling on to their incredibly well-paid jobs for the ego trip of managing some team. Their next thing was like, oh, it's too busy, our schedule's too busy. Who cares? They've made a big old fuss about it.
Pricks.
I mean, that's literally what's happened, isn't it?
People like Thomas Frank, the Brentford manager, got banging on about how they should get rid of him. But like, mate, you don't know. Brentford are literally one of the teams that have benefited from this in the past.
Yeah.
You're there for like a couple of years, and then you'll just be smoke, and no one will even remember. He won't even care. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised by this. It's just the way. This is the way of the world. These things don't happen in a microcosm. I mean, like this is just life. We are Thatcher's children. This is just the way it is.
Well, it's
someone
terrible.
wants more people. They want more money. Then that's what happens. They don't care about stuff like, oh, this won't be good for like the football pyramid and the smaller thing.
Or this will be an unnecessary change. That's the kind of thing I feel most about.
No
with
one
all
cares
this.
about that. They don't care.
No,
and
I
it's
know.
just like, and there's nothing you can do about it. That it's just the way
There
it
is
goes.
someone going to do it. I'm going to go and kick Graham Kelly up the arse.
Graham Kelly.
Presumably he's long gone
I
from
think
the
he
FA.
might be gone and dead.
I would like seeing him on the cup draw. Who am I kicking up the backside? Greg Dykes.
Rick Parry.
Rick Parry. He's long gone as well, isn't he?
I think he's the EFL, one of the EFL representatives.
You're getting a size 11 up the jacksie, Rick Parry. You goon. I mean, honestly, wreck everything. Can I just say something that's well off topic, but fits with the theme?
Please.
I went to Tiverton today. I'd picked something up. Literally, there's nothing left on the high street. I used to go,
Back in the day, Tiverton was an absolute. It was like the best place on earth.
Forget it. But whatever. I used to go and get my footballs from Tony Price in Tiverton. And, obviously, this is stupid of me. I haven't been back in 20 years. And I'm surprised that the sports shop's closed. Well, obviously, I'm a moron. But it's so rubbish, isn't it? Like, how do you even buy a football if you're a kid anymore? You have to go to Tesco's, give them some more money. Honestly, get stuffed, everyone. And this is just, you're absolutely right. This is just another indicative part of ruining everything.
Yeah, I know. It's really annoying, but you got nothing here.
I heard Daniel Storey say, who I like as a journalist, he's eminently sensible. Why don't you, before the game's, the draw's done, and it's Brentford against Crystal Palace in the third round of the FA Cup. They don't want a replay. Why don't you at that point say, do both teams want a replay? And if they both say no, they don't have to have a replay. But if Exeter City draw against Manchester City, and they would quite like that replay, please.
Well, I mean, they could do all these things,
These sensible
but
things.
They won't,
No.
and they shouldn't even have to. They should just be like, well, no, not doing that. They go on about player safety. The players are tired. No one plays more games than the EFL players, and then half the reason that this has all been covered, but all these Premier League teams jet off all around the world playing friendlies the minute the season's finished anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's all nonsense.
It's all nonsense. What they mean is they've lost a game and they're looking around for something to blame, aren't they? That's what always happens.
Well, and they just think, the calendar's too full. Yeah, because they've made the Champions League massive.
Yeah.
And they've made the World Club Cup, and now they've got the Nations League and all this other stuff in it. And it's like, those things are all instruments to make big money to global audiences. They don't care about the small shit teams in England and at all,
Or the good ones like Exeter City.
Margaret Thatcher said she wanted to change people's souls, and she did.
Cheers, Mags. Right, anyway, that's that. We've got cross enough. Last game of the season is Oxford United.
Yeah.
They're just outside the playoffs, where we should rightfully be.
Can they get in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Can they?
They're one place below.
Can they really?
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
So they need a win.
They absolutely need a win. Other teams, I mean, if everyone loses, Oxford
they are as well.
Up.
They're on equal points with Lincoln.
Yeah.
And they're only 1 point behind Barnsley.
Yeah. It's well within their grasp, and they'll be fully going for it, which is usually the kind of game Exeter City under Colwell does well in, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, as in...
Recently.
Yeah, recently. You know, teams that come on to us. I mean, we do well against everyone at the moment.
So Barnsley are playing Northampton at home.
Yep.
And who was the other team? Lincoln are playing Portsmouth, who are already champions. And, if you've seen some of the celebrations that the players have done, you could say that
Lincoln have fancied their chances.
It's pretty unlikely if the Oxford are going to...
But also Blackpool, directly behind Oxford, they could also go up in the playoffs. So Oxford have got 3 other teams to worry about, 3 other matches to worry about.
Yes.
It's really nice for City to be A, totally safe, B, playing really well, C, wanting to win football matches. So you're right, we could finish 10th. And Colwell said, hasn't he, admirably, and this is one of his absolute best qualities, he loves winning football matches and loves players wanting to win football matches and be part of this thing that he's doing. So, yeah, every chance of getting a result, I would say.
I think based on form, I mean, we're right up there in the form table, aren't we? So
I think we're 4th in the form table, aren't we?
So I think we're better away, aren't we? I think, is it now we've got 10 away wins or 11 away wins this season?
11, yeah.
Which is the most we've ever had at this.
Is that right? League One.
Yeah, League One. This is at home, of course, so it's a bit, that doesn't really apply here, but
it'd be great to finish the home season like this, wouldn't it, with a good result?
Yeah, and of course, don't forget afterwards, for all the kids can come down to the side of the pitch, and then all those geezers will come around and sign pictures of themselves to give to you and
with
introduce themselves at the same
time.
You'll
say, "Can I have a selfie?" And they'll take the phone off you to do a selfie, but they'll just take a photo of the away end instead by accident. So
they don't know how to operate the things because they're old.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was the joke I was making. Yeah.
And then they'll give you a Werther's.
Yeah, that's right. And pat you on the head and say, "Thanks for coming, son."
Yeah, Scottish though, presumably, aren't they?
Thanks for coming, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that'll be that. That'll be the season over. We'll talk about it all next week, of course. But yeah.
Yeah, and we'll talk about which geezers you want to keep and which geezers do you want to let go and get new geezers in.
Yeah. Which academy geezers are you excited about?
Well, that's my main problem with the academy is that so many of them are so far away from being geezers. Years and years.
Geezers? There's a joke there.
Years and years and years away from being old men.
Yeah.
Which is,
sad. And then in another way, happy.
Yeah.
It's good to be young, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to be young because you've got the dream ahead of you that one day you'll be one of Colwell's geezers.
Yeah. Good to be old because you can reminisce about all the good times as one of his geezers.
Yeah, well, when you're really old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
quite old when you are one.
True.
I mean, some of these guys he's got are,
pushing 90.
Yeah, they are.
I know.
They are.
Yeah. All right.
But they're doing a great job, so we can't knock them, and that's why everyone wants their autograph.
I'd say they're absolute champion geezers.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, that'll be that. We'll be back next week.
Yeah, I don't know what still don't know what the prize is going to be.
Oh, yeah, you got
don't worry.
We've got a mood board.
Only one person out of however many entries we had, which is I think 70 odd.
Yeah.
It was a record amount. I know that. Only one person's going to win.
So it's going to be absolute gold.
No, not necessarily.
Oh.
All I'm saying is don't worry about it too much because you probably won't be you.
Oh, I see. No one's yet turned down one of our prizes.
I bought a Exeter City sweatshirt, right, second hand off the internet.
Did you?
And then it's just a black sweatshirt with the old style crest on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's great.
In a white badge, or no, actually like
just
sewn on.
embroidered on.
Oh, lovely.
I'm always looking for any merch with the old badge on, basically. Yeah. And then I ordered it, and then I got a message a few minutes later from my friend saying, "You just bought my jumper off me." And I said, "Oh, thanks very much. Why don't you want it?" And he said, "I was like, it's beauty." And he said it was too small for him, and it's actually a little bit too small for me.
Right. So you're walking around like Ryan Woods in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It looks
John
a
Wayne.
bit like kind of
Would it fit John Wayne or would it fit Ryan Woods?
It's much more likely to fit Ryan Woods, I'd say. I mean, I'm not anywhere near John Wayne height.
No. Don't put yourself down.
Well, but I'm a bit bigger than Woods.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe I can give that away as a prize. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
It would depend though, because what if the big fatty wins?
Yeah.
It's all right. We can say what we want at this end of the podcast.
Can we?
No one makes it this
listened.
far.
No one's got to 36.5 minutes.
No one makes it this far in.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back next week for our last episode of the season. What a good time we'll have. See you at the Big Bank for rare old time this Saturday.
Not me.
Not you. You'll be having lunch with your mum.
Yes.
And her geezer, a.k.a. your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.